And we got the Grindhouse logo, so I'm already excited.
Oh yes, it's as I said, it's always a good time when good time for Fulci in general. Um,
Mm, exactly.
even though
And
as
also,
I even though as I said before, Fulci films uh, not the best in terms of dialogue, and they're not the most coherent, but whatever. I mean, the gore factor is the main thing.
exactly. Exactly. And pretty much we're starting off in the past, in 1927, in Louisiana. But that's the thing, though. I kind of realized, like, a lot of Italian horror films were either shot in New York or in, like, Louisiana.
Hmm.
Oh no, it's like I'm on the set of a horror movie with all the lightning.
Now this was correct me if I'm wrong. This was originally in color, but then they just decided to throw a sepia tone onto it, which I guess
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, it definitely has that kind of like almost like the first half of the Wizard of Oz with the sepia.
Hmm.
Although I kind of am kind of curious to see like what this opening would be like in color. But I do like, but I think having the sepia definitely gives it that kind of, old-fashioned feel, at least in this beginning scene.
Hmm. I mean, it's kind of a cheesy effect, but again, it plays well with the film.
Mm. All right, everyone, keep paddling around here in case we run into Victor Crowley or
They never,
Swamp Thing or one of them.
they don't really tell us what okay, it's a I they don't really tell us the year of it, but or did they actually? I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, they did. 1927.
Okay, there we go. So maybe I guess they did. I guess they did have. I guess they were doing this in the late 20s. I don't know, roaming around the swamps of Louisiana with torches.
Yes, because I mean, why not?
Exactly.
Now, the thing about The Beyond is that it's actually part of a trilogy
Hmm.
of films that Fulci did, which of course is the Gates of Hell trilogy, which include this film, House by the Cemetery, which we were originally going to do for this episode, and as well as City of the Living Dead.
Yes, I feel bad because again, I haven't seen a lot. Well, I shouldn't say I have seen a lot of Fulci's films, but I haven't revisited them for the longest time. I guess it's part of the reason, I guess, is because uh, you have to be honestly, you do really have to be in a mood to watch a Fulci film,
Mm.
and also I have to point out that a lot of people in Fulci's films sweat profusely for whatever reason. It's I guess they need to work on their air conditioning. I guess I don't know,
I
but
mean,
no.
even in winter they sweat.
Oh
So,
yes, exactly. But no, it's as I was saying, you do have to be at a certain mindset for. Oh yes,
mm.
sweat. You do have to be at a certain mindset for Fulci for a variety of reasons.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Fulci, I think. Well, the first one I ever saw of Fulci's work was, of course, Zombie, which I think is
Yes,
always the perfect start-off point if you want to get into Fulci.
I
But
think
it's
so
definitely
too.
his most, it's definitely his most coherent film, and it's his like most, I guess, mainstream film, if that makes any
Yes.
sense.
Yes, I think that most people, whenever the topic of Fulci comes up with a lot of my coworkers, uh, they're they either respond with who or someone who has seen a Fulci film, which turns out to be Zombie. They'll usually say, "Oh, it's that guy that did that film where the zombie fought a shark, and then somebody got a splinter in their eye, and so on and so forth." So it was basically that, but you know, uh, obviously Fulci has done so much more than that, but uh, obviously it's still kind of, as you can see right now, there is a sort of acquired taste, if you want to call it that. And I've said it before that in Fulci films, people, animals, everything seems to spring leaks, and rather severe leaks, put it that way.
I like how you call them leaks rather than just them bleeding.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, it really is just kind of he he does turn the hose on, put it that way.
Yeah.
When it comes to the blood or whatever it is that people yes. Hammer,
And it's not
there you
the
go.
type
There
of
you go.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. Like Fulci, like when it comes to his blood and gore in his films, it's not the type of gore that you would say it's fun because it's very visceral
Yes.
and sometimes very, depending what is happening, almost mean-spirited in a way. But I think that's the point.
Well, speaking of mean-spirited,
So,
exactly. But it's
he had some porridge.
yeah, yummy.
Yeah,
So it's always
some
I was gonna say you're absolutely right. It is very there is a mean-spiritedness to it, and it's whether it's the visuals or it's the audio, put it that way.
Mm.
That really does. Again, it goes back to what I said before in terms of the you have to be in a mood to watch Fulci, and that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
And certainly later, I'm sure later on you'll see the other reason why you have to be in a mood, because the dialogue, as I said before, is a little cheesy. Cheesy is probably not the right word for it. Cheesy
Yeah.
is there's a sort of like haha fun thing. I mean, to be fair, there is sort of
To be fair.
to be fair, there is some fun to have. Hey, Catherine McCall.
Woo!
She's a Fulci mainstay for a lot of
Yeah,
movies, actually.
yeah, and also she appeared in all three Gates of Hell movies as well. But as different characters, not the same character
Well,
though.
yes, exactly. Well, it'd be kind of difficult. Well, oh, I'm not gonna. I shouldn't spoil that, because if you have to see House by the Cemetery. I kind of just spoiled it there, but whatever. Ignore me. Ignore me.
That's okay. This is a spoiler podcast, Pat, so that's all
Okay,
good.
whatever. If that's the case, then I mean her character doesn't survive there, obviously, in
Yeah.
House by the Cemetery, but it's and given that Fulci has if you know Fulci as a director in terms of his again, you want to put it nicely as possible, but Fulci was demanding of his actors, put it that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's putting it, as I said, it's putting it lightly. If you ever get a chance, I'm sure that there are Fulci fans out there who know exactly what we're talking about, but if you ever watch any of the
we got ad.
Yeah, ad.
So yes. I keep forgetting, like, we're watching Tubi, and it's like, oh yeah, we're watching Tubi. There's going to be an ad that pops up at some point. And luckily, this is Australian Tubi, so the ads don't last long on this version of Tubi.
Okay. I was just going to say that I still can't hear the film bead, so.
Hold on. And it's a grocery shop. Let's get to your Fulci here. And we're back.
Hey.
At 8 minutes,
Louisiana.
44 seconds.
So again, right here, this is the other reason why, again, Fulci is you have to be in a mood given the dialogue. Which, to be fair, it's not. I mean, there is a cheesiness, as I said, but there are some instances where it gets very grating, which is, I guess it's part of the charm of Fulci films. But I know that some people will kind of be Like, why can't people die sooner, sort of thing.
And then and that dude just fell to his death.
There you go. And he's just suffered internal bleeding.
One of the things I find interesting about, well, not just, Fulci films, but just Italian horror films in general, is like, for most of them, and particularly in the 70s, a lot of them shot without sound. And so they can redub the voices in post. So they can do an Italian dub and an English dub. So that's why they never use sound at all during, Italian horror cinema in the 70s. I know it might have changed around this time because I sort of noticed now that Catherine McCall, it looks like her voice isn't dubbed.